everyone, I'm Lisa Crine, and today on Crine Cam we're hitting part 2 of our Instagram series, Revamped for 2018. Now in part 1, if you haven't watched it, you may want to look down below. I put a link to the video, and at the end of this video there is a card that links back to part 1. Part 1 shows you how to sign up, how to log in, gives you a little bit of information about your feed, how to search for people. Today we're diving a little bit deeper. I'm showing you everything at the bottom of the screen, all the little icons down there, how to search for people in your contacts list that have Instagram, how to connect your Facebook to Instagram. It's just a little bit more of a deep dive. Now, we're still not going into IG Stories or IGTV yet. That's coming up next week in video 3. And once that gets shot, I will put the link for that down below in the comments too. And there'll be a card for that at the end of this video, but that's coming out next week. So let's hop into part 2 on Instagram today on Crine Cam. Okay, so welcome to part 2 of our How to Use Instagram in 2018 series. Now I'm going to teach you more about what those icons are at the bottom of the screen and how to find people that you know by connecting your Facebook account or connecting your contacts in your phone. So we talked about the home icon that's on the far left-hand side of the screen. Again, I've kind of scrolled down in my feed to where Cassie is. She's posted something on Fed and Fit. If I want to get all the way to the top, I'm going to tap that home icon again, and it just takes me all the way back to the top. And remember, if I hold the screen with my thumb and pull down, it's going to refresh my feed, and it may put a new photo back at the top. So now let's talk about the magnifying glass that's next to the house. Now, what I told you in video 1 was you can search for someone who's famous by using the top bar. So maybe I want to search for Bill Gates. I can search for Bill Gates, and he's going to come up, and any tags that he's tagged in may come up as well. Well, what's a tag? A tag is when you start writing a comment on one of your photos and you put a hash sign or pound sign, and then maybe you write BILLGATES. That's what a tag is. So that's what I see as that very first one. He's been tagged in things. Now you can search for everything, or you can search for just tags. So if I wanted to search for Bill tags, I could type Bill, and I could go over to tags. That's the third over. And anything that is searching for something with Bill, it's going to start coming up here. Now I can continue typing, so I can type Bills, and then it's going to alter or adjust the search results there. Now, if I wanted to search for people named Bills, I could tap on people at the top, and it's going to look for any people with Bills in their name, or their username starts with Bills, BILLS. Now, let's say I want to search for a place. I want to search for the Empire State Building. So it already kind of knew what I was typing, and it brought it up. Now, here's what's interesting about when you search for either a person, a tag, or a place. If I tap on Empire State Building, I see people that have tagged themselves at that location, and I start seeing those pictures below. So anybody who's been to the Empire State Building recently has either tagged the location of it, or maybe they put a pound sign or hash sign Empire State Building, and they've tagged it here. So if you go to a place and you want to see pictures that other people have taken, maybe you're in Hawaii and you're staying at a certain resort, you want to see other people's pictures from there, you can always do a search for it, and then you can look at the other pictures that someone has posted here at the Empire State Building or there in Hawaii. Now I tap the back button, and I'm going to tap the X, or I can go ahead and hit cancel here. Now, here's what's interesting about the magnifying glass. Over time, it learns what type of person you are. Now, I'm a tech trainer by trade, so it's kind of interesting that it's brought up things like tech cartoons and a Microsoft birthday cake, but I also follow some food bloggers. So you see some different recipes in here. I see a cake, and I see some soup. I see an Apple Watch. So you can pretty well get that I like tech and I like food. And so it really starts to learn about you. The more accounts you follow, the more that this kind of browse and explore session learns about you and just suggests different videos and different photos for you. Now at the top, it might even suggest categories. So it might suggest sports, auto, humor, beauty. So you can, if I wanted to see everything in the fitness category, I could tap fitness at the top, and it's going to bring a lot of fitness pictures up. maybe some of my fitness inspirational photos. So the magnifying glass is great for searching for people, places, tags, but it's also really good for just searching in general and browsing different categories, and figuring out what you're interested in and what else you want to see on Instagram. Now I'm going to skip over the plus sign in the middle. That's really what the heart of Instagram is. It's how you post a photo or a video, and I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to go next to the heart. So the heart that's down at the bottom will show a little red dot below it if somebody likes one of your photos or maybe likes one of your comments. So if I tap this, I see that some people recently started following me, or they liked my post. So in this case, when those came in, there was a little red dot right below that heart. As soon as I came here, that red dot disappeared. So it's kind of like a notification, and as soon as you dive into the heart, the notification goes away. It just lets you know if something is new. Now the last one, it's all the way over to the right on the bottom, is you. That's your profile. So if I tap that for me, the last time I was here, I was talking in collections. So I just hit the back button at the top and I come back to my profile. Now there's quite a few things you can do from here. I can see how many posts I have. I've only posted one so far, just started this channel. I have 7 followers, and I am following 19 different people. So if I wanted to, again, see those people, either my followers or who I'm following, I could tap on those numbers and they would show me who I'm following and who those followers are. Now it has a link. If you have a website, you can always go in and add a link. How do you do that? You tap the Edit Profile button. And this is where you can change your profile photo, your username, you can enter your website, and you can enter more private information about yourself down at the bottom. So I'm going to click Done here. And again, I got there by clicking Edit Profile. Now next to Edit Profile, unless you're a business page, you won't see the Promote button. I see that because this is my business Instagram. But I do see a little gear icon, and I'm going to tap on that. And this is where I can change my password. I can choose my language. I can claim my Facebook page. Or if you go all the way to the bottom, you can log out. So this is where you can log out. Or if you have a second account, you can add it here as well by clicking on Add Account. So there are a few kind of deep dive settings that are in that little gear icon that's next to Edit Profile. Now, what else is in here? As soon as you start getting more photos, they're going to show up in the grid down below. And that's that very first icon that is blue right above that picture of me. That's the grid. Now, the second picture, this might be a little bit better if I show you somebody else's page who has more content. So let me jump over to Cassie from Fed and Fit. Cassie is a friend of mine from college who she started a paleo blog, and she is just super. She posts phenomenal recipes, and I really love following her. She gives me a lot of inspiration to make food, eat clean, lots of good stuff. She just had a baby, and baby is so cute. So anyway, you can tap the grid icon to see the grid of her photos. Now, if I tap the icon next to it, that kind of looks like a square with a hash above and a hash below, I can see all of Cassie's photos in a feed form. So let's say I just want to kind of look at Cassie's photos in general as a feed. I can do that by tapping that icon that has a line below and a line above. And then this is the really cool one. Any photos that Cassie has been tagged in, and I'll teach you how to do that in a minute, are that third icon over, the one that has the little person inside of what looks like a tag. So if I tap the tag icon, I can see that these are photos that people have taken and they have tagged Cassie in it. So that is kind of the 3 different ways that you can see things about people on their Instagram page. And I'm going to tap the bottom right corner of my profile, the profile. So for me, I could see these 3 things also, but I just don't have a lot built up yet in my account. And of course, that 4th icon over is the bookmark. We talked about that in video 1. So now let's go ahead and hop back to the plus sign at the very bottom. This is how you take a photo. So I'm going to tap the plus sign. And what you can do is you can choose a photo from your library, or you can tap photo at the bottom and you can take a photo, or you can tap video at the bottom and take a video right there. Let's say I want to post a photo of myself, of me sitting in this room right here. It's automatically going to look at my most recent pictures in my camera roll. So the second picture in is there's me in my office. Let's say that I want to post this to my Instagram. Now, if I click next, I can move forward with posting it. But there's a few little icons on this picture that I want to talk about. The first is the far left corner. Instagram it naturally puts things in a square, your picture's in a square. But if you took a picture and it's either taller or wider and you want it to show up, you can tap that icon that has little arrows going in different directions, and it'll make it wide. Now I can always put both of my thumbs on the screen and kind of pull, and I can choose how much of it I want to show. So I don't necessarily want it to be a square, but I don't necessarily want it super wide. So I zoomed in to where I want it. Now there are three other icons. The one that looks like a figure 8 opens boomerang. So boomerang is where you can take it's a photo that acts like a boomerang. So if I made a silly face, it would make the silly face forwards and make the silly face backward. It's just a little video. And you can see this girl blowing a bubble. She blows it, it pops, and then it kind of comes back. So it really is just a go forward, go backward. And it's just little snippets of video made out of small photos that are cut together. So I'm going to say not now. Boomerang is something that is really fun to try, though. You may want to install it and try it. If I wanted to create a collage, I could tap that next button over. So let's say I wanted to add more photos, and I wanted to create a collage of a picture of me in my office and a picture of all my editing equipment and a picture of my green screen, whatever. So it's this app called Layout. You can install Layout, and it helps you to create a collage of your photos if you want to do that. Again, I'm going to say not now. That's not what this tutorial is about. If I wanted to add multiple photos, I could tap that last icon. So if I tap that last icon, now maybe I want to choose a picture of my son. He was playing on his playmat the other day. So now I have two photos that I'm going to post. I have this one of my son, and I have the one of me. Now you'll notice that there's a number 1 over my picture and a number 2 over his picture. This is the way that it's going to post it to Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead and post these both, and I'm going to say next at the top. Now, here's where you have different filters. You can apply different types of lighting to see what looks best for you. So I'm looking at this photo of me. I'm tapping Clarendon, I'm tapping Gingham, I'm tapping Moon, and as I'm tapping these, it's changing the color. So this is really playing with the brightness and the saturation, the hue, the contrast, and you can go through them and pick one that you think looks best. So maybe I kind of like this sepia look of slumber. I've chosen that for just this photo. Now, if I want to go to my son's photo, it has chosen that same filter for him. But if I wanted to choose a different one, I could tap the black and white rings, and I could now choose a different one. Maybe I want Juno, maybe I want Slumber, maybe I want Aiden. And so I can tap on that and I can change his filter, because by default, when you choose one for the first photo, it applies it to the second one as well. So I have the Aiden filter on my second photo, and I have the Slumber filter on my first photo. So I have both of those done. I like the way they look. I'm going to tap next at the top. Now let's talk about what's going on this screen. First and foremost, I can see that there are two pictures here, or at least more than one, because if you look at the picture of me, I see that looks like little slides. That means there's multiple pictures that are about to be posted. So maybe I want to write a caption that says, "Hi from my office, from me and my cute son." So I type that. So I've typed a caption. That's going to show up under the photo. It's going to say, "Hi from my office, from me and my cute son." Now I can tag people. So maybe if I tap tag people and I want to tag myself in this, I can tap the photo and then I can search for the person I want to tag. So there's me. I want to tag me. Now I can move this around. So if you have a group of people, you can always move their tag to wherever they are standing in the group. So I'm going to tag me in this photo, and then I'm going to hit done. I can add a location if I want to. So remember earlier when we added Empire State Building? I can add a location. So I live in Wichita, Kansas. Maybe I want to tag Wichita, Kansas in this. I am just going to tap the top one that says Wichita. Or if I want to search for a certain place, let's say I wanted to tag this at the Empire State Building. Empire State Building. So it's already found it as I started typing. I can tap that, and that's tagging me in that location. Now I'm not there, so I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. You can share it to Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr if you link those accounts. I'm not going to do any of that, but I am going to hit share at the top. And now you can see that it says posting, and it's going to add it to the timeline. So people are going to start seeing this picture. And if I tap it, I see that I'm in it. And the reason I know that there's a person in it is there's a little icon of a person in the bottom left-hand picture of the photo. I'm sorry, the bottom left-hand corner of the photo. See that little person? If you see a picture of a person and you tap the photo, you can see who's in it. And here's what's cool about tags. If I want to see more pictures of that person, I can tap Lisa Crine, and then it brings up that person's account and any photos that they may have. All right, so we talked about all those icons at the bottom, from how to get to your feed to how to search for different people and interests and places, how to post a photo, how to see how people like your photo, and how to dive into your profile and settings. Now, in my last video, part 3 of this series, we're going to talk about what you see at the top. These are some new features to Instagram that came in late 2017 and in 2018. The first is all those circles that you see around people. Those are called IG stories. They're little snippets of people's day that maybe they just want to post to their story. It disappears in 24 hours. They don't want to post it to their feed. And we're going to talk about that little picture of a TV with a squiggle in it at the top. That's brand new in 2018, and it's called IGTV. It's a little bit like YouTube, but you can see it better on your phone because the videos are up and down instead of wide. I'm going to dive into that in my very last video, so tune in to part 3 of this series to learn all about IG stories and IGTV. Thanks for watching Crime Cam. I'll see you in the next one.